In October 1962, the world came closer to destruction than at any other moment in human history, and most people didn't even realize it was happening. Behind closed doors, far from the public eye, a silent countdown had already begun. A chain of decisions, some calculated, some dangerously uncertain, was pushing humanity toward a point of no return. It started quietly. Reconnaissance images revealed something deeply unsettling. Missile sites, under construction, hidden in plain sight. Not just any missiles, nuclear ones, capable of wiping entire cities off the map within minutes. The balance of power had shifted overnight, and suddenly the illusion of safety vanished. In Washington, tension filled the air. Advisors gathered in dimly lit rooms, maps spread across tables, every possible move dissected. There were no good options, only consequences. Strike first and risk global war. Do nothing and risk something even worse. Every path forward seemed to lead closer to catastrophe. Across the ocean, another leadership circle faced the same impossible reality. Orders were given, defenses tightened, and silence became strategy. Both sides were preparing, but neither truly knew how far the other was willing to go. Fear wasn't just present, it was driving decisions. The world outside remained largely unaware. People went to work, children went to school, life continued as if nothing had changed. But beneath that normalcy, something terrifying was unfolding. The clock was ticking, and no one could hear it. Then came the naval blockade. Warships moved into position, forming a line across open waters. It wasn't just a military maneuver, it was a message, a warning. A line drawn in the ocean that could not be crossed, or could it? On the horizon, ships approached, each one carrying uncertainty. Would they stop? Would they turn back? Or would they push forward and forcing the first shot of a war no one could control? Every second stretched into an eternity. Inside command centers, hands hovered over controls. Communication lines buzzed with urgency. One misunderstanding, one misinterpreted signal could trigger a response that would echo across the planet. This wasn't strategy anymore, it was survival. Then something even more dangerous happened. A submarine deep beneath the ocean lost contact with command. Surrounded by enemy forces, cut off from information its crew believed war might have already begun. And on board was a nuclear weapon. 3 officers had to agree before launching. 2 were ready. 1 hesitated. In that moment, buried beneath layers of water and pressure, the fate of the world rested on a single human decision. Not a system, not a protocol, a person. Above the surface, negotiations intensified. Messages were sent, some official, others desperate. Proposals crossed paths, contradictions emerged. Even leaders struggled to fully control the situation they had created. The system was cracking under pressure. Back channels opened. Words replaced weapons, but only barely. Trust was fragile, almost non-existent, yet somehow, amidst fear and uncertainty, a possibility emerged, a way out. Not a victory, but survival. Slowly, the tension began to shift. Ships changed course. Orders were reconsidered. Agreements, quiet, carefully constructed, started to take shape. The world had stepped to the edge, and for the first time, it seemed possible to step back. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it was over. The missiles would be removed. The blockade would end. Publicly, it appeared controlled, managed. But behind the scenes, the truth was far more unsettling. The world hadn't been saved by perfect strategy. It hadn't been protected by flawless systems. It survived because at critical moments individuals chose restraint over reaction, hesitation over escalation. What makes this moment so haunting isn't just how close we came, but how fragile the outcome really was. A delayed message, a misunderstood order, a different decision by a single person, and history could have ended very differently.